Hey, woman.
Hi.
Hi. I'm getting it.
Let me sit. Oh, I'm a bit close. Hi.
Am I okay? Can you see me okay?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine.
Okay. Good morning.
How are
Good
you,
afternoon.
how are you today?
Good. Doing good. How about you?
Fine. Well,
Yeah.
ish, you know. Um, Plenty to talk about since we've been off.
Mm-hmm.
I've just put something on. Hi, Sandy. Yeah, you see, one thing we want to talk about today, which might not be a very good subject for many people. For most of you, absolutely fine because you're lovely. One thing we've got to talk about today is attacking other people. And that's the women that are scammed, attacking other people.
Yeah.
Because I've just put something on Instagram of an attack that we got this morning. I got this morning. Well, I didn't actually. She came to Sandy, but she thought it was me. And it was a woman who was scammed. And she didn't really like it very much. She doesn't really like me very much because I tell her that if you're talking to military, you are being scammed. And she didn't really like it a lot, but she got very aggressive and insulting. And I've put it on Instagram so you can all just see. It's been on our Facebook page. But what I want to say is, why would you attack somebody that was trying to help you or give you some information, or somebody that you didn't know at all because you're in a bad mood? It isn't acceptable. We will ban you completely.
Yeah.
But we're not here for that. We really are not here to take abuse from anybody. Now,
But
ladies, you might not like, these ladies might not like me. You might not like it when I talk to the live chats with, the military people or the ordinary people who are used. They might not like Pam because she comes on here and does live chats. Don't attack me for it. When you are doing as much as Pam and I are doing for scams and the victims of scams, then you can criticize me until you stand in my shoes and do as much and as many hours, because you'll have Lauren and Joe that are watching this. You've got Pam that you can see here. Go on the Facebook page, you will have Sophie and Sandy. Go on, our page, you've got Annie and Hannah. And then you've got all the other ladies who help on Instagram page as well. This is our own time. We do this because we care. This is our own time. So we don't really like it very much when we're attacked. You shouldn't have it. We should not have attacks from victims at all. Because it's wrong, Pam, isn't it? I mean, we don't know
Pam at all of sending them to the ban, button. It's ridiculous. So for me, my objective, I have at least one objective, and that's to help get a victim away from their current scam situation and hopefully helping them get repaired, or at least steering them in the right direction. For somebody to attack me saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. When I first came here after my scam in 2017, I was pretty green. I had no idea really the whole scope of romance scams until I jumped on board with this group and then started chatting with, trying to help other victims. And then I realized how enormous this crime is. It is a crime. It's not a game. It's not entertainment. It is a crime. And so to illustrate how badly this is, what is today's date? February the 7th.
Yep.
I've already captured over $3,256,698 worth of reported loss to this little itty bitty group. So
no, this isn't in total. This isn't to the FBI. This isn't IC3. That's to us, only to us, and it's the 7th of February.
And a lot of comments where women attack you for trying to say you are involved in a scam. And I get it, because I felt it before, that you are taking their happy away from them. But, there comes to be a time where you've got to plug your head out of your butt, step back and get real.
Yeah.
So, and there are many, 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 many victims, unfortunately, that are happy in their scam. And so be it. See you later. You know, there's so many more victims that need the help, that want the help. But to be attacked by somebody that literally really has no idea what they're talking about is just so disrespectful. But I don't have time for that. I know you don't.
And basically, to be honest, this Elizabeth Chalice, I thought she was drunk because she was that abusive.
Or
she actually sounded drunk.
But then too.
So last week I was on here and I was talking to Amanda Marsh. Now Amanda Marsh is Jonathan Marsh's wife. Jonathan Marsh, as most of you will know, is used a lot, an awful lot, by scammers. He is one of the men that I find is more accused, than
of being a part of it.
Yeah, but what happened is somebody was scammed using Jonathan Marsh, and so she made an account, and then she went on to go on his social media pages. She went to Amanda, and really had to go at him with telling, how disgusting it was. She went through all his friends on his social media and sent them messages saying how he was a thief and how he was a scammer and how, he was going to get married to her. And it really, these men and women are having to live with this. Now, not only live with, you, every time you go on social media, you've got, 1,000 versions of your picture with different names, but then you are blamed for it. Now, I'm sorry, but my Facebook account is completely on private. I don't have an Instagram account, well, other than this one, and it's actually for my dog. But my Facebook account is completely on private. They cannot see into my timeline. They took my profile picture because I can't make that one private. They took my profile picture and used it in scams. I can't do anything about that. It's not my fault. So we've got poor Shane Nichols. Honestly, that man's going to be bald because he's tearing his hair out. I mean, we've seen it, haven't we? It's awful. Yeah. He's tearing his hair out. And do you know what the worst thing is as well? When they complain about it, they're the bad ones. It's like, oh, well, you should have more sympathy. You should. Why? You know, they are getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds a day.
So I think it's a natural reaction, I believe, a natural reaction to say, as a victim, I must find the real owner of the pictures because I got to let them know. And there's two levels of that. The commonly used ones that have a Instagram account, Facebook account, their own personal web page, they're easy to find. So they've come on and chatted with you, Ruth, and say that they get 20 to 50 in messages from victims a week. So they're easy to get. They're just bombarded. I
mean, some of them are getting hundreds a day. It is that stupid. But and we had a female soldier in the week. She is getting contacted. Her parents are getting contacted. Her work is getting contacted. A guy's just gone up there. He got scammed and he's a guy. Yep, they will scam anyone.
Oh yeah.
If you're, the only criteria, the thing was that it used to be, and the media will still come to me and say, oh, I'm from such and such a television program or a newspaper, and we know about these elderly women widows who get scammed. Well, I'm sorry, that's gone. That is gone. Because if you're breathing and you're human, you're a criteria for getting scammed. Now, guys get scammed.
Oh, yeah.
Normally the same people. It's the same pictures. You'll still get scammed with poor old Ricky Pratt and Juan Avalos and poor old Robert. They are on gay websites. Now they're scamming women with them, they're scamming men with them. You've got women who are sometimes the porn stars, sometimes they're just ordinary pictures and they're being stolen and they're being used to scam men. And Kaufman and poor Steve Kaufman and Josh Porter, I am not kidding you. I would like, do you know what I'd like to do? I would like to get a really big room and an airplane hangar, and I'd like to fill it with scammers. And I'd like to put the American military in there with a few guns, because to be honest, that's what they deserve. But please, you know, give a bit of consideration to the other people, because your scam has been between you and your Nigerian or Ghana or whatever. And I'm really sorry for all the Nigerians watching. Well, I'm not, but you know, because you know, I'll get this afterwards, because I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying that it's you. I'm saying that it's Nigerians and Ghana. Now, you might be other places in the world, but you're still mainly from there, and that's where you're scamming from. So let's get over that. Really, we're just saying what is what, and it's getting worse because the scam is between you and your Nigerian. They have stolen somebody's pictures. Now, what happens if you are a woman and you've been scammed, and maybe in the course of the scam, you have sent some pictures to your scammer? You can be whatever age you like. I mean, you know, I'm an old lady and they use me. So for God's sake, if you're only 30 or 40, you've got no chance. Now, so they're going to use you. So what about if they use you to scam a man? What are you going to say? Oh, well, it was my fault because I put my pictures on. Have a thought for other people. Because
There's no recourse. There is no recourse.
No.
You know, I mean, yes, it's the wrong thing to do, and I'm sure there's some law someplace that you can't just arbitrarily take.
There will be, Patricia.
But there's nothing you can do about it. Most of the time, I hear a lot from victims saying, well, they want to let the real person know so that they're aware and they can do something about it. Even the owners of the pictures cannot do anything about it. Why? Because who is the real person that's on the other side of it? Don't know. It makes it the perfect crime, which makes it extremely dangerous, you know, and the whole level of victims being angry at the real people in the pictures is just a whole nother level of sadness to the whole scam. I mean, it really is. They have nothing to do about it. And I think that just listening to your videos, Ruth, that you've talked to a handful of the real people that are used often, and hear their pain, hear them tell the world that they just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
And that's not insensitive. They're over it, you know?
Yeah. And you know, I get a few, and poor Barry Bull is the biggest, I think, of this one. And I'll move on from this, you know, in a minute, but it's a really, really big soapbox of mine. They'll come to me and say, is it true he's not married? Because one lady said to me, because I'm quite nice looking, and if he's not married, I would like to see if we can be friends. Now, ladies, come on. You know, it's not going to happen. And many of you, and I know, and I realize, if you think you've been in love with somebody and you really want that person, you must build up in yourself the hope that when you talk to them, something is going to happen and you're going to end up with them. You know, you really, really are not. And if I can just leave this subject with that woman I had the other night, where, now this lady was about my age, okay? Now she was engaged to Logan Carpenter.
Oh, Lord, he's in his, what, early 40s?
30s.
30s.
Yes. And Logan has just had the most beautiful, well, you know, his wife's just had the most beautiful baby.
Yeah.
And he's a very, very proud dad, and he loves that baby to bits. And you know what this woman was saying to me? I was stupid, because his wife had set him up for this. She'd forced him to have that baby, to trap him. And then she was convinced she was engaged to him, and she really had a go at me. And she said, no, it was his wife. His wife had arranged all of this, so it trapped him. And he was trying to get out of the trap to come and marry her. Now, that was fine. We were having a nice little fight about it. But you know what she then said to me? You dumbass. Do you like the American accent? You dumbass.
Dumbass.
She said, yeah. She said, you dumbass. I spent Christmas with him and his mother.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm not quite sure what medication that lady was on, but
Or
I think I would like some.
Or needs.
Because she'd had a wild Christmas with Logan Carpenter.
In person.
In person.
Mental illness.
Now, you know, I can take your hopes and dreams. I can take the love that you had, that you thought you had, that you thought was coming back to you by the scammer that you've never met, but you built that up in your head. I can take that. I can understand that. What I can't understand is when they tell you that they've met them, because they know that that's a lie. You know, because I know, Logan knows, his wife knows, everybody knows, she did not spend Christmas with Logan Carpenter.
No.
So, next subject is telling your scammer too much. Because Pam's more into this, because I don't know the, American government setup. Pam does. Sophie and I have been following a lot of Yahoo boys and scammer gangs on Telegram. And there they give tuition on what to do. Now, they've got this thing about getting the fulls, F-U-L-L-Z, out of a victim. The fulls is a nice long list of name, address.
Personal information.
Yeah. That includes your social security number. With that number, they can conquer the world. They can claim all sorts. And they are getting them out of almost all of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pam, what can you do with the social security number?
Oh, you could apply online for a credit card. You could apply online for a loan. You can go shopping on Best Buy's website. How about any other website? I mean, it's so dangerous. So dangerous. I mean, this is the part that I don't understand. And I have heard that it's, when a victim is so into the love and their scammer has told them this is business and they need it to, facilitate the paperwork for their business, their online now joint business. They just fall for it. But the damage that can be done, and then the boys of the Yahoo Club or whatever these stupid people are, they sell your information and it just gets circulated around. If you think you have trouble now, just wait for the rest of your life. Your personal information, which you only get one social security number in the United States of America. That's it. And when it's compromised, you are screwed for life. Period. So if you're young and you've given out your personal information and you think that one day you want to go ahead and buy a house or buy yourself a car, good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Well, Sophie and I have been following these people on Telegram, and it's shocking. It's frightening. Now, the thing is, they have tuition lessons on there, Nigerians. And they're having tuition lessons on there, and it's what to do with all this false information. And they are applying for unemployment checks in different states. Now, these are telling the people, they're telling each other which are the states that are the easiest to get from and which have a few more different checks. But what they're doing, they're getting name, address, social security number, and all these different, little things. Now, there's this website. Yeah, IDMe. Now, do you know, Sandy, the American government are actually using IDMe to help them combat these scams, and the scammers are using IDMe. But what's happening is that there's a thing called Truth Finder. Have you ever seen? You've seen Truth Finder, haven't you? I mean, Sophie showed it to me, and basically, if you have a little bit of information, and you can get everything. You can get you can get every telephone number you've ever owned, every address that you've ever had, your family's names, and everything. So if you're giving out a little bit of information, they can get the rest.
Yep.
Now, you had this lady, what was that woman? Was it $64,000 in unemployment claims?
4,000. She had opened up 6 different checking accounts. And she thought that was business. She thought that was normal, which that's a whole nother aggravation for me, is how normal is this? This is so not normal. But she opened up 6 accounts, and she told me that the unemployments, which I think were $1,010 in $1,010 increments, was coming a couple times a week. And then the scammer realized she was a huge sucker, and she opened up a few more accounts, and it just started flowing in several times a day. And that's the one that did it in less than 90 days, $64,000 damage. So
IDMe is a website that helps verify who you're talking to. But if you are going to open the page and you're going to give it to your scammer, you're basically helping him to verify who he's saying he is when he isn't. I can't actually explain it any better than that, but it helps scammers enormously, doesn't it?
how about cell phones? Women are buying cell phones at a rate and shipping it to their lovers that they've never met. And it is the very vehicle that these scammers are using to commit this crime. Here, let me go buy you a $1,500 iPhone and I'll send it to you. It's crazy. I mean,
we are not saying they need a bit more than a person's name, but you know, if they're talking to you, it's when's your birthday, honey?
Right.
How old are you, dear? There's your date of birth. So you're giving away bits of information without maybe actually realizing that you're giving it away, because you're chatting to them and you know, it's I love it when anybody gets rid of the scammer. So you're giving little bits of information away just in chat, you know, so it's you are giving things away without maybe you knowing you're giving things away, but you're telling all these things to a stranger.
Yeah, someone that
you don't know this person.
I still want to again, you know, pound it home that just because they don't ask for anything doesn't make them real. Doesn't make this a real good person. It doesn't. I mean, usually when I hear that from a victim and I say, think back, and I talked to a lady that did this 2 years ago. She'd been in it for 2 years. And I said, do you recall ever telling your new stranger friend on the internet that you don't have money or you are on a fixed income? And she said, yes. And I said, well, there you go. The reason why he hasn't asked you for money is he's placed you in that category over there that you don't have it. So let's not tip her off and ask her. So the scammer says, let's use her. Let's see how far he can take this. Use her for other services, which would be money laundering. And she said that he did ask her for some cards. Well, there you go. It's just not normal. Yeah. You know, this is not what a good pen pal relationship is. People should not be asking other people for money. And when they do, it is only for one purpose, to get scammed.
We know. We absolutely understand that vulnerable people will be receptive to a contact. Now, everyone's vulnerable at some time. You know, they can contact you on a Monday and you're having a really good day and it's absolutely brilliant and you're fine. Come Wednesday, you might be really fed up, you're down, your husband died a while ago, and you're feeling lonely, COVID-19's getting you down and everything. And on that day, if they get you, well, there's a nice looking man here and he has, he's been so nice to me. And I don't like that, Graham Groot. My scammer wants me to open a few accounts. Now, your scammer should not have one more word from you. You know it's a scammer and he wants you to open accounts. That sentence does not make sense to anybody here.
And I'll tell you right now, Graham Groot, that is called money laundering. It is a class felony. So if you're going to do it or have done it, the reason why you are being asked to do that is because the scammer, the true scammer, and you've already called him a scammer, so what is the point of continuing on with this? But that is so that the scammer will never, and they will never get caught. You are the only one that's going to get caught, and all it takes is one victim. So all that money that the scammer wants to put into your account is from other victims that he or she is scamming at the same time. So
it's not his money.
going to go in,
You know,
he or she's going to move it out. That is called money laundering. If you don't run for the hills when somebody asks you for that, then you're asking for trouble. And you know, you've got to own your mistakes, and then you're going to come back here and say, oh my God, he turned me into money laundering or money mule. You know, we're giving you the information. You have to accept it. This is not, this is so dangerous. The money mule part.
Do you know, he gets so huffy. Do you know, I can get twice as huffy.
Graham Group, what's going on with you? Graham?
Honestly, not even as half as huffy as you'll get from us. There is a wonderful system online, because basically you're getting scammed by text. There's a wonderful system online called blocking.
Hello.
We love it, don't we?
Hello.
But yeah, you block him. You play dead to him. You do not reply to him at all.
Just
so he gets huffy.
Call
do
him
you really,
to piss off and block.
do you really want to be in an abusive relationship? If you had a man living in your house that was forcing you to do illegal things and being really abusive to you, would you do it? No, you will do it. You will do it. You know, he's scamming you by text.
Graham Group.
Sat across, yeah.
I'm gonna talk to her. Or is that a woman?
Yeah, seems to be, yeah.
I want you to come to the page. I want you to ask for Pam. I want to talk to you on the telephone. If you're I can talk to you on the telephone if you're in the United States.
Yeah, or you can do it through.
I want to talk to you on the telephone, and I want to help you. I will give you the tools to handle this effectively and safely. Okay, so when we're done here, ask for me. I'll be more than happy to guide you through it, and my tips will work for you.
Yeah, and then you need Pam. You really, really do need Pam, because how can I say? And this sounds facetious, but it's not. It's easy to get rid of your scammer. Now that sounds like me saying, it's easy to get rid of your scammer. It is. So you talk to Pam, and she will help you.
I will help you.
Do this for you. But it is. But you have to want to. And I don't know why anybody would not want to, but you have to want to. And you know, hi Shady. You know, the thing is that why would you not want to? Why would you want to stay in an abusive relationship by text? Why do you want to carry on sending money to somebody who's demanding it from you by text? How can this be happiness?
I would ask this to everybody. What is the one way we have the power to stop these people? We do. The law doesn't, because they're out of the country, and it would take too much resources to go find them. So we, as the adults on the other side of their firing aim at us, we have the ability to stop this. What is it? It is simply, and it is very simple to do, stop responding to strangers. That is how we can stop this. And if
it could have wiped it out, couldn't it?
To remember, they can't hurt you if you don't respond. Even all the ones that are, so the lady that I hope that I can help, if she doesn't respond to him, it's impossible for him to hurt her. So do not respond. Let me help you get to that point. But everybody, I mean, the adults, we have the power to stop them in their tracks. You want to put them into court, get your day in justice? Not happening. Not happening. A scammer's worst nightmare is us, and silence. If they have silence, if you give them silence, you take their power away from them, and they have no control over you anymore. So silence, give them silence. The one thing that they hate, take their audience away.
Because they know that you're doing as you're told. Now, you know, we've got a situation where, if you know the culture in their country, women are very, very second-class citizens. Women do as they're told. in those countries. I've been there, not Nigeria. I wouldn't go there, but I've been there and I've seen it. And women do as they are told. But I have a message for the scammers watching here. The Africans, we don't. We don't do as we're told. And what we would like to give you is the control, the power to control this. Because you can. You can. So, Facebook. Oh, that means he has a Facebook account. We're going to enjoy that one. Graham Root, he's contacting her through Facebook.
Good. I love Facebook. I'm a Facebook queen. So
we love getting them through Facebook because we can fight them and then we can close them. So, you know, they won't beat us. They can try, but they won't beat us. I am really
surprised at how many people do obey this person that they've never met. And again, I love doing this. I think it's been working out a couple of times rather well when I've shared it with a victim that whether they're just starting out, it's been a month, it's been 2 months, or it's been a couple years, it's time to have your internet suitor that you've never met pony up. Make them prove to you who you are talking to. So let's remember from the very beginning, you received a picture, a name, and a bunch of written texts. And you're going to believe what you have believed what was put in front of you.
Facebook will do it for us, Debbie.
So
carry on, Pam. Sorry, I was answering somebody.
I want you to think about it. You still don't know who you're talking to. I think it's a reasonable request to make somebody show them who you are, who you're talking to. So ask them, tell them, you know what, before we go on any further, I would like to do a real-time video chat. I'm not real crazy about that, even though like this, I mean, it is a surefire way to be able to tell who you're talking to. But so many victims swear on their life they've done a real-time video. Yeah. So I can't put a lot of faith that the adults know how to tell a real-time chat versus a previously recorded video. So I want you to ask them for a predefined selfie. What does a predefined selfie means? It means telling them,
with your finger up, you know,
take a picture, 3 fingers on your forehead, smile.
Something they wouldn't normally have of the person.
You don't ask for a sign that says, hey, Mary, I love you, am real, in today's date. It doesn't work. It's called photoshopping. You ask them to hold a dollar bill up, put an apple to their face, put a pen, fingers, you know, everybody has them. So you ask them for a predefined selfie. And if they ask one for you, then be more than happy to give it to them. But I guarantee you, a scammer will not honor your request. And it's not like you just ask them to go dig a ditch. You ask them a simple selfie. And when they refuse and they get huffy or they start making excuses like, I'll do it later. No, you do it now or we can't continue on.
See, a video chat. This is a video chat. I can say something to Pam and Pam can answer me.
Hi. Yep.
See, that is a video chat. Now, the thing is that they will, I had a lady the other day and she said to me, but he was real. He really wasn't with video chat. I mean, she said, I actually sat there while he had his breakfast.
Yeah.
So I said, well, fine. They'd sent her a video of him eating his breakfast, which is probably on his Instagram account or something. And it is natural. It is the most natural thing in the world. Now think about this. It is the most natural thing in the world. You connect with somebody on a video call, you will smile and say, hello, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
Every single time. Now, if this is your lover who actually adores you and he wants to do a video chat with you, I am sorry, but you watching him sat there munch on his cornflakes is not a video chat.
No, it's previously.
You haven't chatted. You know, the answer is in the title. Video chat. A chat is a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see him move around and it doesn't look, if you see him, you know, and it doesn't look real, if he's got something in front of his face. Do you know, I saw one the other day and this woman sent it to me and she said, I found him, I know exactly who my scammer is. And it was it was a picture of this African American in front of the camera, and it was George Floyd, who could be the ugliest man in the world. But you know, you want a face-to-face video chat. We can tell you that duties permitting, but they can do it. If he is deployed, he can video chat you.
Of course he can.
He can't tell you where he is. So when he's telling you, oh, we can't video chat because here in Syria, we are not allowed to do video chats for security. There's your clue. He isn't allowed to tell you he's in Syria.
But for all of those that are talking to the military, let's premise this by saying all military people are not on social media looking for internet lovers. So if you're involved with a military person, automatically it is a scam. So for all those that don't want to believe that, now this is what Ruth has to say.
Most scammers are from Nigeria because traditionally they used to use it with the Nigerian prince scam. They had advanced fee fraud where they were going to give you $3 million, but you had to pay a fee for it. It used to go out by a few million emails. Basically, it is a very, very corrupt nation. The leaders are corrupt. You know, they're not interested in finding their criminals, and so they do. Oil riggers. Now, oil riggers. You've got an oil rig. Now, if you have a family member on an oil rig, Nigeria is not that poor. Don't really go there. If you've got a person on an oil rig, yeah, up on the top where there's oil, you're not going to be able to use your phone. All people on an oil rig can go underneath. They can go to the canteen. They can go to their accommodation blocks, and they can video.
It's a job. It's a normal job. It just happens to be taking place on a submarine or a ship or whatever. Yes. They have satellites. Everybody, including our spacemen and women up there in space, have the capability of doing a real-time video chat. They do it all the time. It's just an excuse. So fine, I'm sure your internet lovers have sent you a gazillion pictures, or even a couple. So there's your proof. You know that they can give you a picture. Ask them to give you one more and make it a predefined selfie.
Take control of your scam. Oh no, take control of your relationship.
Of your actions. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you want to have proof. You see, I would be offended if somebody said, stop calling me wife. I'd never met him. We are getting more and more people paying money to be married online. They are paying thousands of dollars for a certificate to tell them that they have been married online. Now, I'm sorry, but you can't be married to somebody you've never met. I don't think I'd like to, even if he was good looking, he might have smelly feet, smelly breath, and snored. You don't know. So really, you'd like to know him before you married him. But
desperation.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen. And I am so sorry for you. I really am, because oh, hello, Mohammed. You're interesting.
Mohammed, huh?
We've got a Mohammed. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sorry that I know how much people want to be loved. Yeah. I am a widow. My husband died 12 years ago. And at first, you know, I was very lonely, and I think that I missed having a man around the place, even though, you know, I used to fight him and he was funny and he made me laugh. And so I missed him, and I could have been right for scamming then. They tried, and it didn't work with me because I didn't want a man online. If I wanted a man, I wanted to sit on the sofa with him, and I wanted to talk to him, or go to the pub with him and have a beer. You know, I now know better. I don't want a man. But, you know, the thing is that everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants somebody that's going to say nice things to them. I am sorry, but it's a current day thing that everybody wants to do this by text.
Yeah.
And you can be as lonely as you like, and you can get this lovely man who's texting you, look up from that phone and the room's still empty. You gained nothing from just a few hours of texting. You are not any less lonely.
You know, one thing that annoys me a lot is from the family members, the ones that we try to help, and yet the family is like, oh, you know, I've never seen Granny so happy before. She's always so happy. She's higher than a kite because she's so addicted to this scam. And yet they do not. The family members don't want to rescue her. She needs rescuing. She needs saving. She needs to get away from these dangerous people, because these scammers will make an ordinary person do things they ordinarily would never do, because they are controlled, they're brainwashed, they've given up their free will. So for all of these family members that think that Granny or Puppy is so much more pleasant chatting with this person that they've never met, you're actually contributing to this horrible crime that's happening.
And when Granny is so happy that she's going to get married to her wonderful general in Kabul, Afghanistan, if she just sends him all of the family money,
right,
it might not be so good when Granny's giving away your inheritance, because we've had that as well.
Oh yeah.
And there was a family recently who didn't know that Grandma had given away all the inheritance until she told them that she was going to be selling the house as well. And she'd sent a couple of $100,000 to him, and then she was going to sell her house and send the rest to him. And then, funnily enough, oh, Krishna Pandey, we are getting exotic today. You know, funnily enough, then the family started to not quite like that. Hi, Krishna Pandey. But you know, what I want you to do is, oh yeah, did you eat today? Yeah, wonderful. What I want you to do is look after your family members. Don't take anything for granted, because at the end of the day, every single scam is going to end. At some point, it is going to end.
But it will go on for as long as the victim allows it to.
And it will end in heartache.
Oh yeah.
Dating sites are flooded. Dating sites are absolutely a washout now because scammers are on them. But a dating site, you want a dating site because you want to go out with them in a week's time.
Well, and I'm not against dating sites. You just have to learn how to use it correctly. You know, if you jump on a dating site and just start talking to everybody that messaged you, and I met mine on a dating site, you have to learn how to work it. So set your bio, set your parameters to 50.
Can I just say a minute, Pam? Have we got Lauren or Joe? Please. Krishna Pandey is annoying me.
Why is somebody so pissed?
Krishna Pandey is tagging all our visitors, and I really want him off.
Oh.
Yeah,
Block.
Well, we're not. To be honest, the scammers are watching everything. I mean, there's a just before I go, because we get.
Have you ever noticed how many Nigerians do this in their photos? Hey, Nigerians, got my message for you today. There you go. Yeah. Back at you.
We had a lady the other day, and you know, our admins do this on a regular basis. There is a thing on Instagram called Inked Boys.
Oh yeah. And
if you put a little comment on Inked Boys, you only need to put one or two. Krishna Pandey, I have lost my temper with you. Now please go. Now they go on Inked Boys, and you can have 120 follow requests the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yes, we've got that, Krishna Pandey. I didn't actually think that you were, you know, anything else other than Indian. But you are going to go off my live chat, and then you're going to be banned from my website.
So for all of you that are on a dating site, my advice for you would be to, if you find somebody of interest, in the first 12 to 24 hours, and by the way, they cannot be on the other side of the world. They have to be close to you.
Pam, can I just say,
yeah.
I'm gonna go for the moment. I'm gonna go now. I want to sort this out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. We'll be back next Sunday. But I don't really care whether you're moon language or whether you cling on. Krishna Pandey, I don't like you. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. I'm going to leave you into the, the good hands of Pam, and she can close this and download it for me. So
Okay.
Goodbye, everybody, and I shall see you all later.
Chat with
Bye
you
now.
later. Okay. So what I was saying about for those that are on a dating site, what I would like to see you do is, safeguard yourself. I'm not opposed to having you go out and finding love on the internet. I've met lots of people that say they've met their spouse from a dating site. You just have to learn how to work the dating site, because the dating sites don't have your back. So in your bio, you want to make sure that this person, whatever you're comfortable with, 100 miles away, no more than 100 miles away, or 50 miles away, or 25 miles away. Anybody that's going to contact you from a different location, don't give them the time of day. And if you do find somebody that is capturing your interest, then immediately, as quickly as possible, 12, 24 hours into it, ask them, I feel really comfortable doing a video chat with you right now. Or, and of course, if they deny you that, then tell them to piss off. Seriously, there's more fish in the sea, and consider yourself dodging a bullet on that one. But if they say that they're, the usual, my camera's broken, or I don't have one right now, or I'm busy, I can't do it, then they've got another 5 to 6 hours to make that happen. They can borrow somebody else's camera, whatever the case may be. Stop letting them throw crap answers at the wall and you accepting them. I've heard from so many different victims, oh, he got angry when I asked him this. Piss off, bud. Hit the block key. There's so many more people out there that you could be talking to that are real and good, that aren't there to destroy you. And again, with that predefined selfie, ask them to give you a predefined selfie. I kind of like that much more better than the videos, because scammers will home in on a profile, somebody's face, that on their webpage, and they, the real person has got lots of videos out there, eating the cornflakes or working out in the gym, or that sort of thing. So they steal those identities to use as yet another weapon, a fake video chat. So I'm pushing for those predefined selfies. Hold up your 3 fingers like this, wave something that cannot be photoshopped. I'm always surprised at how many people swear on their life they saw them in person. I helped a man and his mom get out of her scam. And he swore up and down. He talked to the child in the scam. He talked to the scammer, the fake profile. And it all boiled down to, it was a pre-recorded video. So be smart. Don't let them manipulate you. For all of you that are stuck in it right now and do not feel that you have the strength to get out, I'm willing to help you. All you have to do is come to the page and find me. Ask for Pam, and they will find me. And I'll be more than happy to help you one-on-one, whether I do it on the telephone. I like the telephone. I text and type all day long and all night long. So I'm better and more effective on the telephone. And if you want to do a live video chat with me, I have no problem with that either. Just ask me. I am willing to do whatever it takes to get you the hell away from them, because you are in a dangerous, dangerous situation. Don't wait. I will help. So I think I'll go ahead and wrap this up. I don't know how much longer I have before it cuts me off. So I hope that we've given you some useful information. If there's other topics that you'd like to see us talk about, just send it off into the on the page, and we'll look into it. We're working hard for our one and only objective, and it's to get you away from the scammers. And again, remember, they can't hurt you as long as you don't respond to them. The second that you respond to them, they will cut you to the quick. Okay, so be safe, everybody, and we'll talk to you the next time. Take care.